Alright, hey everybody, this is Ladivas here, doing a match critique on Turvon. I'm actually going to be doing match critiques for anyone who wants to send me a video and wants me to go over like things they did wrong, what they need to do to improve themselves as players, understanding uh, what choices make a good tournament player. This is going to be the first one I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be definitely going over 3 matches per video, because these take a very long time. I'm probably going to be done like around like 50 or so minutes, and I doubt you guys will only want to watch a video of me talking with my boring voice for like over 2 hours or something. So, let's get started. So, Turvon here plays Valentine Cerebella double against Big F and Duds, Parasol Robo Fortune double. And right here is the very first thing I want to talk about. Round start. So round starts are very important, and in the very first set against someone, you want to make sure you understand what kind of person they are, what kind of decisions they want to make. Basically, you want to get as much knowledge on your opponent as possible before you start overextending yourself and trying to be aggressive and do all sorts of pressure and stuff. So Turvon, what you did right here, where you kind of just stood here and called your double assist to see how you responded, that was very, very, very good. I really like that. So you called it. You didn't really follow it up, which is fine, right? Like we said, no overextending, making sure we understand exactly what kind of player we're going up against, what decisions they want to make. So this is really good. But I see that you jumped and you are getting ready to throw a dead cross to try to cover her in case you need to, which was also really good in the situation because he tried to jump in at you and the dead cross completely prevented that. However, he did call his bomber assist and you had to land. Now, I will say actually you did not have to land into that. If I'm positive. Yeah, see, you double jumped. Yeah, you did not have to land into that at all. You threw a dead cross, which prevented him from coming in at you. You could have easily air dashed over or backdashed. Probably backdash though. Air dash does seem a little bit too aggressive. But yeah, you definitely could have just backdashed. Completely prevented having to block that assist at all. But you block it, it's fine. You didn't get opened up. That right there. So I'm pretty sure you didn't predict the throw. You just jumped anyway. But that would have been great. I'm like, oh shoot, he tried to throw me, but I jumped. I can come down with a button. But you backdashed. My guess here is you tried to push block, which I don't understand why you'd be doing that. That's one of your big problems, is you just push block a lot for seemingly no reason whatsoever. You should really work on that one. That's the first advice I have for you. Work on push blocking in situations where you should, and not push blocking in situations that you shouldn't. So that way things like this don't happen. But anyway, no harm done. We just go back to more neutral. Not sure why that assist was called. Alright, so now we're doing the whole Valentine Parasol thing where we're throwing dead crosses and she's shooting tears at us. I'm not sure why you're shooting that particular dead cross. You really should be throwing the one that goes way further. Be honest though, you really should be on the ground tossing the heavy one, because Valentine's dead cross goes at an arc even on the ground, and it kind of goes at an arc that's really crappy like this, and goes and hits in this spot. This is a spot where Parasol puts her foot when she shoots a napalm shot, and napalm shot actually kind of travels at this trajectory. So actually, let me make that a little better, because dead cross actually does start like up here, but then it wow. Ignore that. It starts up here, but then it kind of like goes down until it hits her in the foot. Um, because of that, you can pretty much outzone Parasol on the ground. So you can't just shoot napalm shots willy-nilly like that, because the dead cross will always go under and then clip her in the foot, and then the napalm shot just completely disappears. So you really should just be staying on the ground, throwing dead crosses instead of throwing them in the air. But if you are going to throw them in the air, I recommend you throw the one that goes a lot further than this one. I'm not sure why this one was ever tossed. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Why did you do this? So, the theme of this video is definitely going to be all about patience, because there's a lot of times where you put yourself in a really, really bad spot because you just got too impatient and you decided you just wanted to go in for no reason. Valentine has the tools to zone out Parasol and like, you know, not have to really like deal with her napalm shots. Like, you don't have to go in. And especially I don't understand why you would TK a bypass, but yeah, so you did that. Now you're in a situation where you're going to get punished, and let's just assume that you meant to cancel into scalpels. That still would have been really, really bad, because I'm pretty sure scalpels is punishable at this height, and even if it's not, now Parasol gets to do whatever she wants to you, and you are down a bar. You have no bar meter, she has a bar meter, so you're at a meter deficit, and you're being pressured right now. Like, this decision was just not okay. You could have just did the whole dead cross thing and slowly worked your way in if you wanted to, like, work your way in at all. You know, but honestly, if I was in your shoes, I would have just shot dead crosses until I had 2 bars. But anyway, so you did this. He gets to do whatever he wants. He goes for a low. Who would have guessed it? Alright. So right here. At this point in time, Valentine is dying. She needs to get out. Your first thought right here should be, I need to get in Bella. You don't have 2 bars yet, so you can't really do, like, you know, reversal into like Diamond Dynamo or anything. But, you know, it's Bella, so your other option, of course, is to do Bella tag. So at this point in time, you should try to like do Bella tag. That's what's going through your head right now, is to get Valentine out, get Bella in. Instead you block, which is really good. And right here, this is also really, really, really good. So actually, I'm gonna go back. There it is. So you push block the Parasol out. Now I don't know if you have experience fighting against Parasols, but when you push block a Parasol out, their first instinct is to shoot a light tier to force you to block it, so that they can work their way back in. That is not real. At any point in time that you push block a Parasol and they try to shoot a tier, any character can like get past the tier and then punish her for shooting it. In Valentine's case, her way to get past it is to air dash jump medium punch. Now I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you practiced that, if you, or maybe you just were just playing blindly. But I am going to give you the benefit and just say, good job, Turvon. That was really good. So you get your hit. Nice reset. Now, here's the thing. I mentioned earlier that Valentine is dying and you should really be trying to get her out. That has not changed. Even though you got your hit, you got your reset and all that, and now Parasol's in the corner, it has not changed. You still should be thinking your very first priority is to get Valentine out. Right? You can easily, you have 2 bars now, so you can like do EKG into Diamond Dynamo and into like whatever like Bella reset from right here, because you do have some Indici to work with. Or you can just launch her into Bella Tag. But here's the thing. You did neither. Instead you did sliding knockdown, you down backed, and called your assist. And he level 3. So I get what you were trying to go for, where you were trying to just block the pillar in case he tried to pillar you, and then call double to keep him locked down in case he did nothing. But he had 3 bars. Now Parasol has probably the best level 3 in the game, and I would definitely spend 3 bars to get out of a mix-up whenever possible. And you definitely made it like a heck of a lot easier because you did a sliding knockdown on him. So he didn't have to guess when to do it. He could just get ready for as soon as she gets up and just do it. But there was like, you really should have just got Valentine out and did Bella things, but instead you had to deal with this. Valentine has to block. Parasol gets out for free. Well, maybe not free because it did cost him 3 bars, but still. Now you're in this really bad spot again. If you got in Bella could have did her tag, knocked Parasol down, and then Parasol probably would still would have woke up level 3'd, but you could have easily down back called double like you did with Valentine, and then if she level 3'd, you could have Diamond reflected on reaction into Diamond Dynamo, and that would have won. Then say you had to block. Now, you blocked, you push blocked, but then you got pistol whipped. Whenever you block Parasol's level 3, she more than likely is gonna try to mix you up. It's really important to make sure she can't mix you up by push block into absolute guard. So you can't get hit high, you can't get hit low. Instead, you push blocked and got hit high, which leads me to believe you tried to push block guard cancel. No, that is not okay. You really should have just absolute guarded. There's really no reason not to. Because you're blocking, so she can't throw you. You're blocking low, so she can't hit you low. And if you absolute guard, you can just prevent her from hitting you overhead, which is the more likely options you're just going to take. But double got hit, took some damage, and Valentine is more than likely going to die here. So in comes Bella. Alright, so it's definitely obvious that your whole thing is that you want to do Tumble Run in and Diamond Dynamo into cat heads. Which would have worked if you canceled really early there, but you didn't account for how invincible L Bomber is. That assist is really invincible. You could have got some damage on double, but you didn't take it. So he gets to call her again for free right here, and you have to block. Like, anytime that you can get some damage on an assist without really having to worry about anything, that's the time you should take, because Parasol's all the way over here. You know, She didn't shoot a tear out or anything. She just has to get up from getting knocked down earlier. You could have easily just like did like a sweep or like crouch slide kick double right here. But say you did nothing. So now you're gonna work your way in, and he's gonna like call her again and force you to block. Now another thing to mention is he's clearly trying to keep you out with tear shots. I don't know why you just don't reflect these. Reflect them and force Parasol to have to block, and then tumble run in. Or like reflect it and call Bomber. Would have been great here too. Instead you just block it, which I don't get. You also could have just tumble run through, and maybe you just didn't have your charge for that, so you couldn't do it, but I don't see why you wouldn't, because you fell down, like you jumped in the air, you jumped forward, you should be holding back by the time you land on the ground, and then from there you just tumble run. Because you really want to try to get that Diamond Dynamo into cat heads off. Like, that's very apparent. So, you should do everything in your power to do that. Say you jump over it, get forced to block, push block her out. Now, see, again, so I guess you don't know, I guess that was just dumb luck right there. Because you push blocked her out, and he shoots another tier. But you jump instead of reflecting it. You know, one of those ways that like characters have to deal with Parasol who wants to shoot tiers after she gets push blocked out. Like Bella can like tumble run and she can reflect, and you just jump. I don't like that double call. So I like how your cousin wasn't really calling double at neutral, because you still are trying to get that whole like Diamond Dynamo into cat heads. Like, if that is your #1 goal, then you're doing a really good job of making sure that you could get that off by not calling double. But then you call double for no reason whatsoever. Like, there was really no reason to call her there. Look at her. She's like, what did you do to me? Like, why? So now double got hit, and I'm guessing you're about to do Diamond Dynamo right here. Yep. But now you can't go into cat heads because double got hit. So it was all for naught. All those could have been reflected, by the way, because none of that was a block string. See, now he's got his hit on you, and now he's going to get Parasol out because he notices that his character is bleeding and he cares about her life. No, I do not like that at all. So, the tumble run was good. If your goal is still to do Diamond Dynamo and the cat heads, which I would think it would be, because you still have the 2 bars. Not only that, but Sarabella is the one bleeding now. She's dying, and you kind of need to get her out. But instead, you try to do Concho. I don't understand. Like, I guess it's just placing the whole like you just don't know how to deal with zoning, which like throughout this set is definitely apparent. You just can't deal with zoning. Again, the key word is patience. I think I'm probably going to make that the title of the video, just to remind you that you really need to start being a bit more patient of a player, and not make like bold decisions like this for seemingly no reason. Like he backed up, he made sure you blocked before he shot his beam, right? And then he jumped backwards. You could easily close the distance with Tumbling Run, but I don't see why you would Concho here. Like, not at all. Like, if he shot the beam, then okay, that's fine. He shot the beam. I'm gonna tumble run through it and then do Diamond Dynamo on the cat heads. And if he didn't shoot the beam, like he didn't, right? You get to do Diamond Dynamo in the cat heads. He can't do anything about that. But instead you tried to concho, and I don't understand. And then once again you call double for no reason, and then she got hit, didn't do anything. Bella got chipped out, couldn't DAC in the cat heads. So now you're playing with double, and I see what you're trying to do here with the jump medium kick, where you're trying to use it to give double extra airtime. But you're not dash jumping, so you're not covering as much space as you normally would. And you're making yourself more, I want to say linear. Yeah, a bit more linear. I don't know what that Luger shot was for. There's no reason to shoot Luger. Like, there is no reason to shoot Luger in this matchup. Like, Wheel of Fortune is very, very mobile. She's very mobile. She's very fast. She has a good jump arc, and when she jumps, she turns into a ball. She shoots laser beams that cover like the full horizontal distance of the screen in like an instant. Like, Luger cannot compete with that. Like, there's no reason to shoot Luger in this matchup at all. And if she tried to dash at you, if she decided she wanted to dash forward, she would have dashed right under the Luger shot. And then she would have punished you. Like, there's no reason to shoot Luger in this matchup. The only time you really should be shooting Luger is she's helicopter kicks right above you. That is when you should shoot a Luger. Not forward Luger. Not like that. And he dashes under you because you keep... That's another thing. You don't seem to like know how to like be grounded. You keep trying to approach by just jumping into jump medium kick, and like you've done it enough times at this point. I feel like he can see you. I'm pretty sure he's paying attention to his opponent, because he just dashed right under you after you did it again. And then you do it again here, where you're in a prime position to just air throw him, because you're so concerned with doing jump medium kick every time you jump to get over beams, and you're not really getting anything. That's like, at this point, it just seems like you're not really thinking at all. You're just like kind of like, what's the word? Autopiloting. There you go. Okay. So one, I don't like the flesh step. I really don't like flesh step in this matchup. I really don't like flesh step for trying to get in through zoning at all. One of the things that double has that deals with zoning is a simple just dash, jump, and then jump hard punch. Or like jump medium kick, but most of the time probably jump hard punch. Like, you'll cover way more distance that way than you ever would by just trying to do flesh step. It will be a lot faster, it'll be more distance, you'll have an opportunity to block. Like, there's no reason to flesh step. I'm not going to talk about that Luger, because I remember I made a note that I want to talk about the other one. That one. That's the Luger I want to talk about. I did say not to use Luger in this matchup, but you're doing it anyway. And if you're going to do it, you might as well make the most out of it. Which is something you did not do. Because you have two bars. You can do cat heads to like completely avoid, or to put her, lock Wheel of Fortune down and keep her from like moving around the screen right now. You do this Luger, and she is forced to block it. You could have easily confirmed that into cat heads, but you don't. Instead, you're just randomly throwing Lugers out, not accomplishing anything, not really trying to do anything, just doing Luger because you just want to do Luger. It's pretty over at this point, so yeah, and then you do Stu Car for no reason whatsoever. So the big thing right from that match is that you really don't understand how to deal with zoning. You don't understand how to do movement with your characters. Um, Jumping around is okay from time to time, but understand how to cover distance with the screen a lot better, and understand how to not be so linear, where you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like there's more ways to move around the screen than jumping. There's more ways to move around the screen than just dashing. Mix it up and stop being so predictable. And combine the two together. Dash jumps are great, especially for double and for Cerebella. You should really learn how to implement dash jumping into your game. Okay, so this right here. So we've established the fact that at round start for the first match, you should be just trying to be gathering information on the opponent and getting more knowledge on how to be able to best them in the next couple of matches you're going to have with them. This does not show that you are doing that whatsoever. Because the first match, you just stood there and called double and saw how you responded, and he just blocked it, right? So we got that. Then we also got the fact that he's trying to zone you with both Parasol and with Robo Fortune. And we've also established that you aren't very good at zoning, or dealing with zoning, excuse me. So he should be thinking that he should get his distance and go back to zoning because it works against you. What you should have been thinking is to close the distance on him at round start to keep him from being able to zone you. Instead, you do stand medium kick and call a double assist, which would have been good if he tried to approach you. But as stated, he's more than likely thinking about trying to get away from you rather than trying to approach you. So I don't understand why you would ever do this. This just seems that you're not focusing on what your opponent is doing and taking into account their actions from the previous previous matches, and trying to work your strategy around that. You're kind of just doing stuff in this point. All right, nice dead cross. See, right there would have been good. Right there would have been a really good dead cross, or just a jump medium punch, but probably a dead cross. Actually, jump medium punch so that way you could land faster and hopefully get something off. Because Parasol does have a lot of recovery after shooting any tier that isn't light tier. But instead you air dash into nothing. Because I guess you got afraid of this tier or something. Alright. I don't like that push block. That worked out. Alright, reset. Drop combo. Those happen sometimes. Alright, cool. He didn't block high. So you're going to kill him right here. Alright. That was weird. Okay. Yeah, that. So you accidentally activated burst on him. I'm assuming it was an accident because you didn't seem like you were ready. You were just like, oh shoot, I activated burst. I should capitalize on that. But you took too long. You should, a lot of players seem to not be able to realize when they so what happens is they do something by accident that ends up working out, or that could end up working out, so they get greedy and try to make sure they don't miss that opportunity. But by the time they realize it, it's way too late. Now think about Dud right now. He bursted right? And he's like, oh shoot, I burst it, but I'm super close to the ground. Let me just like down back or try to like block anything right now and call my DP assist. That's like that's obviously what he just did, but like that's what I would do too. It's like um because you want to make sure that if you have the opportunity like get away from something to take it and and you should have been thinking that uh you messed up, but you should be trying to keep pressure, keep him from moving. uh this is not the way. This is definitely not the way. You could have like cross slide kick and maybe cross slide kick it again, and then like to keep him trying to down back or keep him from trying to up backing, and that would have gave you enough time to like recover in time to like block the bomber. But instead, you just went cross like a crouch medium punch, which means you were trying to confirm, and therefore this is the reason why you got hit. Oh wow, he spent 3 bars there. Alright, nice tumble run. I'm not sure if I would have to point this out to you, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Tumble run is actually really good against Robo. The only thing you really have to worry about is when she does her sweep, because that breaks armor, and she confirms off of it. She has one of the better sweeps in the game. But Tumble Run is really good in general because it has a hit on armor and it will go through the light and medium beams. And as far as the heavy beam, Tumble Run actually goes under that, so you don't have to worry about that move breaking your armor at all. And in your case, where Bella is dying and Double is right behind her and you have 2 bars, I would definitely be hoping you're trying to Tumble Run into Catheads once again. Which there's the Diamond Dynamo. No Catheads, Puddle. No, Easer confirms though, so it's fine. Okay. Yeah. So, I'm not sure how much experience you have against Robo Fortune players, but the experience I have, which is pretty much I play Dud all the time, and I play PME, and now Shaky, who also plays Robo Fortune now. The general thing is because her defense is so weak, they're not going to just like sit there and block all the time unless they feel like they have to. But generally, they're going to try to like neutral jump or jump forward out of stuff because Robo Fortune pulls in her legs and becomes a ball whenever she jumps, so she's pretty difficult to hit on the way up. There are definitely ways to keep her from doing that, jab being one of them. Like, jab is actually a really good option. The thing that to understand is you don't always have to go for a mix-up, right? You can just pressure the opponent and keep them in the corner. Like, this would have been fine. This would have been completely fine to just do some jab pressure, make sure he can't like just call bomber to get out. Keep him in the corner. Because, like, what is he going to do to you? He's Robo Fortune. He doesn't have a DP. He has the Armored Saw move, but, like I said, if we're doing jab pressure, that gets broken because it only has 1 hit of armor, and every character has 2 hits on their jab. 2 to 3 hits, except for Painwheel, but she has armor on her jab. So, you know, you really need to learn to just focus on keeping the opponent from playing rather than trying to like mix them up all the time. So that was really good. But right here I want to talk about is you're trying to keep him cornered, but you jump backwards, which I don't understand. I don't understand that you jumped, period, because remember we have we have our best friend Bella right here, right? Okay, like Bella has Excalibella assist on your team. You could have easily been calling her to try to keep him from jumping, to make him, at the very least, make him afraid to jump. Um, and don't forget, of course, you also have Luger shot. In which case you could have did H Luger in case he jumped and then got hit, or if he blocked it, he could have fell down to like maybe Savage Bypass, or something. Like you don't, you have a really bad jumping problem, and you definitely have a really bad up backing problem, which gets you put in a lot of terrible situations. See, now you're full screen because you just keep jumping. If you stayed on the ground in that situation, the beam would have went right over you. See, would have went right over you if you just stayed. If you just stayed in this area right here, and then you could have reacted with like a H Luger or an air throw or anything. But you just don't seem to like playing on the ground. Um, that's probably partly because a lot of people want to say that Skullgirls is a very airborne game, and that does not, and whether that's true or not, it doesn't mean you don't have to play on the ground. Like playing on the ground is just as important in this game and as playing in the air. So we're full screen. Now we gotta deal with zoning again. We're trying that jump medium kick thing. We're lugering again for no reason. We get grabbed. That's okay, he drops his reset. We're still lugering for no reason. Oh my gosh, and then we flesh step. No, 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 no. Alright, so this distance right here, you see how little this space is? That space is extremely small. Any experienced Robo Fortune player is not going to shoot a beam at this distance. That's not what they're trying to do, right? Beams are way too risky for them to be wanting to do that. And like I said, I guess you just don't have the Robo Fortune experience, or maybe you're just so consumed by the idea that he is trying to shoot beams and keep you out, and then you need to get in. Regardless, Flesh Step was a very poor decision. Now, if he was to shoot a beam here and you wanted to get in again, this arc right here is the arc of you dash jumping. This would have got you in, not Flesh Step. Flesh Step is a no for getting in through zoning. Like, don't do that. I think a Flesh Step more of a thing is like if you're like in the middle of a normal and a projectile is coming towards you, that's the more likely point to do a Flesh Step. But again, double can do dash, jump, button, or double jump, and both of those options cover way more distance than Flesh Step. Give her the ability to block, and it's just a better thing to do. Like, you need to be able to just move around projectiles than instead of relying on projectile invincible moves. But like I said, like Robo Fortune does not want to shoot a beam in this situation and this distance. Instead, she wants to be looking at you to make sure she can react to whatever you're going to try to do. Because if she shoots a beam here, she's more likely going to get clonked on the head. Because a lot of characters, not just Double, but like Cerebella, Valentine, Parasol, Philia, Squiggly, just a couple characters off the top of my head. All these characters actually can punish her for shooting a beam at this distance. She does not want to shoot a beam at this distance. So that's another thing I need to definitely point out to you, is just really stop flesh stepping. So you flesh step, and actually I remember this because I really wanted to talk about this. So I'm gonna slow this down. Oh no. So you tried to up back. Now my guess is because you saw him in the air, you were just trying to, like, you know, not get hit by overhead. But if that was the case, you really need to just stand block instead of up backing. But regardless though, that move that Robo Fortune used, that is not a overhead at all. So you really have to worry. But, you know, I guess you wouldn't be able to react like that, so it's fine. Now, what does suck is that you stand blocked, and now Robo is in your face. So here's the thing to understand. Because you stand blocked, double is a lot bigger than she normally would be. Look how gigantic she is. Like, it's ridiculous. But this is important to understand because in Skullgirls, your blocking animation doesn't change until you block again. So, since the last thing you blocked it while standing, you're in a standing position. Now, that's not to say you can't switch to blocking low. You will still be able to block low, but your character won't change the way they are blocking until they block again. So, you're probably holding down back right now, so you are blocking low, but double's still standing, which means that you're blocking low while being that tall, which is really bad because Robo Fortune can just fuzzy guard you just like that. Now, in this situation that you were in, like I said, you should never have flesh stepped, right? And since you did it anyway, I would have been thinking to, like, try to Luger or something, or maybe call Bella, like, do anything instead of just try to, like, up back away from her. Robo Fortune is a character you really don't want to be trying to up back away from. For one, that situation can end up happening, but also the fact that there really isn't much of a reason to not down back her. There's also really not much of a reason to push block her at all. A lot of her stuff is really minus on block. Like, if you push block her, you end up push blocking her out, where she can just shoot more beams at you, or push blocking and making her plus. Like, you don't want to do that. Don't push block Robo Fortune. Just don't. You put yourself in worse situations when you do so. Oh, let me unslow-mo this. Alright, nice bell attack. No. No. So, again, this goes back to the whole, like, you don't have to mix your opponent up every time you put them in a bad spot. You can just pressure them and keep them locked down. And if you were going to go for a mix-up, I don't understand why that would be the first one you go for. Like, Bella has really strong, like, moves. She can go low, she can throw you, and she can go for an overhead. Like, I don't see why, like, you know, crouch slide kick, diamond drop, or the people's elbow. Like, any of those would have been much better options than trying to do control right there. Like, I don't understand. But regardless, you could have just walked up, did like stand jab, kept him like there for a bit, you know, called double to keep him from jumping, all sorts of things, like just ways to like keep him locked down and keep him from being able to just jump out of your pressure. You need to really work on your decision making, understanding that you don't have to mix up every single time. All right, well, he messed up. Yeah, see, prime example that it goes right under the H beam. All right, nice. No. See, this is a common theme with you. You always want to go for the mix-up and then put yourself in a really bad spot. Like, now look at this. Now you're in the corner, and you have to respect whatever he wants to do to you. It's not okay. Alright, now I don't understand what's happening. I guess I should just let this one play out. Alright, cool, you got a hit. Mix up. Alright, this is pretty much over. His time's going to run out, and he's not going to be able to do anything. My general theme of this match is stop mixing up all the time. Mix up is something you want to do when you ensure that you lock your opponent down, but you're doing it in a lot of situations where he can just jump out for free. Okay, that hit, but it really had no business hitting. I have no idea why you decided to do that. We've established multiple times, actually, because he did this the first time, he did this the second time, where he either backdashed or blocked or called his assist. There is no reason why you should do bypass there, because bypass, even calling your assist, like just bypass plus assist, doesn't stop any of those options. But he got counter hit for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know why. But you should not have made that decision. If anything, you should have decided to like air dash jump medium punch or something. Neutral jumped in through a deck cross while calling your assist, and then air dash jump medium punched in. Like, because you already know that he wants to keep his distance away from you, and start doing the whole zoning thing, as he knows you can't deal with it. So that's probably why you made the bypass decision, but that was not a good decision. But it worked out anyway. Very strangely. Alright, now we have to deal with zoning, where you're running into everything. That was good. And then we dropped a double snap. But at least you snapped the right characters. Ooh, that was weird. Oh no. Oh, he didn't get her out. Mel attack. Oh no. So, there's a lot I kind of want to say, but there's a lot that I really don't need to say. You really shouldn't, um, See, it's hard to say a lot right here in these past couple instances because um, a lot of it could have been okay. Like, it's understood why you made the decision you made, but at the same time, it's just like it just didn't work out. But let's just say, good job on the tag. It doesn't matter if you got punished. What matters is the fact that you got Valentine out. Bro doesn't do that much damage, so it doesn't really matter. But I really don't understand that. Actually, this is what I want to say about that. What I want to say about that is there really is not much of a reason to do it. Um, if anything, uh, Robo Pressure is not scary in the slightest. As I stated, like none of her strings are like really plus. Like the only thing that's plus, I think, is like her stand light kick or crouch light kick or something like that. I don't really remember. But you don't need to try to reversal. You especially shouldn't be trying to do that kind of reversal. Um, Remember, Robo Fortune doesn't do that much damage, and she doesn't really have mix up, and she doesn't really have amazing pressure unless she has heads out. So why take the risk when there's really nothing to fear? Look how much health your Cerebella has. Unless he wanted to spend his 3 bars, he's not going to do much but tickle you. And that's assuming he opens you up. Which the only thing I can see him opening you up with is a throw. So I just don't like that showstopper decision. It just didn't seem right. And then we got hit low. Like, are we trying to up back it? Yeah, we are trying to up back. There's no reason to up back Robo Fortune. But I guess you just made a bad habit out of it. Oh, he dropped his combo, but that burst could have led into an alpha counter. But I guess you were just mashing. Like, if you see, you could have bursted and then alpha counter like bypass and got something. Alright, good job. Oh, no confirm though. You could have got one. Alright. Okay. And keep the corner. And then you do it again. Why? you must really want to get that corner mix up off. That must be it. Oh, these are all like, yeah. See, he knows. He knows to just do H Luger in those situations. Ooh. Okay. Cool. Let's say you better punish that. Okay. I like how you're trying to back off now. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Well, I understand he has 5 bars, and you keep calling your sis recklessly like that, you might end up getting happy birthday. You have the lead right now. So, you really shouldn't be overextending yourself. Yeah, there you go. You finally backed off. But you keep... I don't know why you were jumping with jump hard kick of all things, but... Okay. Why are we jumping in, though? Good job. Confirm. And drop it, but it's fine. Just back off. Just back off. Just back off. Good job. Alright. That's all I wanted to go over. So... the things to state that you need to work on is is patience. So patient play. Keeping your characters alive. So considering, um, actually, but keeping your characters alive. But the other thing is movement, because you're not very good at moving around zoning. Understand with the characters that he plays, they kind of only really cover one point of the screen at a time. So there really isn't much that needs to be done in order to get past it. It's like if Parasol shoots a tier forward, you can jump over it or go under it. If she shoots a tier that bounces and goes into the air, you can kind of just like, move past that. But movement and patient play are the biggest two. Everything else, I could say is just like working on your assist calls, uh, assists, working on your assist calls, working on up backing, and working on not up backing and push blocking Robo Fortune. You seem to be very afraid of the character when there really isn't much to be afraid of. I definitely think, in my opinion, Robo Fortune is like a strong mid-tier character, and what definitely keeps her mid-tier is her low damage and her inability to like really open you up. She kind of just pokes a lot at you, or at least that's what most Robo Fortune players do. The only one I've ever played that does more is Shaky, because he knows how to do the instant double jump overheads. So now she has actual mix-ups, so now she is a little bit more scary. On top of that, he knows the hard link combo she has that gets 7k, so she does more than tickle. But generally, you're going to go against Robo Fortune players that are going to not really do a whole lot against you. So there really isn't much to like push block. There isn't much to up back away from. Just work on being patient. Okay. Work on being comfortable with playing neutral. Because no matter what anyone says, playing neutral is super important in Skullgirls. Being able to be in situations where you don't get hit, so that way you don't get mixed, is very, very, very important. Movement plays into that, and everything else, is just like, I would say is minor things. Yeah, it's minor in comparison to the other things. Remember, patience and movement. Not being too flustered when your opponent is zoning you. And lastly, the big one I want to state is, actually, let's get a not so menacing color. Let's go green. Is paying attention to your opponent. That's a big one. It seems like you kind of just play the same no matter what, and not really like pulling in information from your previous matches. That's a no. Like, especially when you want to play in tournament, it's very important to always make sure that you pay attention to your opponent, because every person is different, and every person's not going to do the exact same thing to you. So you have to be able to adapt whenever possible. Now, some people can't adapt in the middle of a match, and that's completely okay. Like, no one's expecting you to be able to do that. But we are expecting you to be able to adapt in a set. This was a first to 10, and like I said, I watched most of this video, and it didn't really seem like you were pulling in any information. You were essentially just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Now, it is a discredit to him as well because he wasn't really adapting to your playstyle whatsoever, but he did win the set, so that does say something. Anyway, um, that's all I really have to say. Uh, this went on for pretty long actually, and the music went up and cut out, so now you just got to hear my boring voice instead of like my boring voice combined with beautiful music. Anyway, hopefully this helped you out. Um, if you have any questions, if anyone has any questions who watched this video throughout its entirety, hit me up on Discord, on Twitter, on like on PSN. Well, not PSN. I never check that. But Discord and Twitter, I always check those. Without further ado, though, thanks for watching. Crazy people watching an hour-long video, and I will see you some other time.